Hi, guys.
Wait, where do I look? That one?
Okay. Yeah, you can look at that one. Welcome back to the Real Deal Podcast. Today, I'm here with Brooke.
Hi.
If you want to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Brooke.
And tell them a little bit. This is not her first time
this is
in
not
this
my first
chair,
time.
or probably any of these chairs.
Yeah.
You've probably sat in all of them, but tell us about that.
So I'm Rosemary's roommate, but I'm also in Newslink, and so I anchor occasionally for Newslink and Cardinal Weather. But most of the time, I'm kind of behind the scenes because I'm the executive producer.
Do you have any tips for us?
For us on the air?
Yeah.
We aren't supposed to look at the control room.
Oh,
ever.
Okay. Well, sometimes it's a little difficult because they'll tell me I have 5 minutes left and they have to bang on the door because I don't see them. So
Yeah. I'm trying to think of something that would apply to this. Interacting with your co-anchor, looking over at the side.
Do you ever hold hands?
Holding space.
True. Oh, yes. Okay, so today is the last podcast, I believe, of the semester. So I wanted to talk to you about holidays, which actually I'm really excited for because Brooke and I, our roommates, are doing a Secret Santa.
Yes.
Are you excited?
I am excited.
Do you have your item?
So the other day I went to go order the stuff off Amazon and nothing would come until Monday. So I'm going either today or tomorrow to get it.
That's what Trevor told me. One of our friends, one of our friends got a gift, but it's not coming in time, so he's gonna have to print off the receipt.
See, I was gonna do that, but I felt bad because I thought I was gonna be the only one doing that.
Yeah.
But that makes me feel a lot better now.
Well, actually, I just told the story earlier today, but this year for my birthday, my friend Maddie Wooden.
Yeah.
She, as my birthday gift, she printed me off a receipt for a Rose toy. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh.
And then she was like, but I canceled the order. I'm not actually giving you one.
So
and
she
I
didn't
was
give you one? I mean,
no, which I'm not mad about, but that's just kind of a weird thing to do.
It's sweet that she thought of you.
I guess so.
That's crazy. Okay, good for her.
So yeah, next her birthday, I'll do that for her too.
Yeah.
But anyway, do you have? Well, first of all, let's get started on our coloring sheets. This is a picture. It was a double-sided Snapchat picture that Brooke and I took last year. Do you remember this story?
Yes, this is before we went to the Delts.
Okay, so we were in the elevator.
Yes.
And Brooke was really scared. I feel like it smelled bad or something. Or maybe there was a noise.
It smelled bad, and we were on the way to Rosemary's dorm because, as you may be able to see, I'm wearing a Luke Bryan shirt. That normally doesn't fly as attire for frat parties. So I had to fix that immediately. I think that was my first frat.
Ever?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a really good time.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, we danced the night away. And then the frat brothers ended the party about 10 minutes after we got there. They did the classic if you're not a brother or if you're
was crazy
with a brother, get out.
I kind of thought that was a myth.
Yeah, me too. And
but
also, at my first time too. They also, it was weird because it was outside, so it's where you.
And it wasn't warm.
No,
it was pretty cold.
And it was only September. It wasn't anything crazy. Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So it was pretty early into the year for them to be kicking people out of a frat party. It wasn't even that late either.
Yeah.
I know we hung out beforehand, but yeah. So this is a pretty iconic picture here.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Thank you. So do you have any holiday traditions with your family that you're excited for this year?
So my family traditions look a lot different than they used to because I recently moved to Alabama. I used to live in Northwest Indiana, and now my drive home from here is about 7.5 hours.
Which is horrible.
Yeah. I like to drive though. I like listening to music.
That's good.
Yeah. And if I'm driving back to Alabama from where I used to live, it's about 8.5 hours. And so this year, we actually are going back to our more, I guess you could say OG, our OG tradition.
I suppose you could say that.
There's this family party that we haven't gone to in a few years, and so we're going to that, but it's up in Northwest Indiana. So I'm going to go down to Alabama for break, and then we're going to drive up the week of Christmas.
Wow.
And we're going to do that, and then we're doing our household Christmas, but at my grandma's.
Oh.
Because my sister lives in Chicago.
Okay.
So it's going to be weird, opening, our,
the gifts for your immediate family in front of, everyone?
Yeah.
That's
and,
interesting.
Yeah, so it's going to be a good time, though. It definitely is going to look different.
Yeah.
normally it's like just me, my parents, my sister, and then my grandpa used to join us on Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so now we're switching grandparents. We're going to the other side, and it's gonna be.
Is it the dark side or like?
My grandma does make cookies, so maybe. Welcome to the dark side. I have cookies. Have you not seen that meme? You guys get it. It's okay.
That's one thing that Brooke knows is references that I don't know.
You sent me a meme about that the other day.
Yeah, I did.
What are your holiday traditions?
Well, because my parents are divorced, I normally have at least 2 Christmases, but sometimes it's more. And it is good because I have one
Silver
with
lining.
Yeah. This year it'll be different, but in the past, since like we'll have Christmas with my mom, and then we'll have Christmas with like my stepdad, and then we'll have a Christmas with my dad, and then my like stepmom's immediate family. Ooh. So it's good.
There's a lot.
It is a lot, but it's nice.
Very jolly holiday.
Is there anything that you're asking for in specific this year?
So guess what? So, okay, one big...
Does Santa still visit you?
Santa does still visit me.
Wow.
Sometimes he comes a few days early
Wow.
and just sits underneath the tree. Like, the presents. Sorry, the Santa presents sit, like, underneath the tree.
It's not just, like, a man sitting there. Sometimes he comes a few days early
and he just lingers.
He just squats.
No, a few years ago, it was like December 22nd, and I was looking under the tree, and it was like from Santa. And I was like, oh, he just says express delivery or something. But so one major way that me, Rosemary, and our other like girl roommate Emily take pictures is on digital camera.
True.
Now, okay. Sensitive subject. Rosemary and Emily both have digital cameras. Mm-hmm. And earlier this year, this doesn't have to do with it does have to do with what I'm asking for, but little subplot story.
Okay. Yeah.
We were hanging out a few months ago, and my hands were wet, and I was trying to hold on to Rosemary's camera. And
not successfully.
Homegirl dropped on the ground. Party went silent. It's just kind of like a circle of all of us standing at each other like this.
And then I was like, no, it's okay. It's okay.
I felt so bad.
No, but it really was okay. And like I broke one of my cameras last year, and that one I was upset about because that's the one I've had since I was like little. Yeah. So when this one, like I got a new one, and I actually accidentally bought an older version of it, which I was kind of mad about. But anyway, I like bedazzled it over the summer.
It looked really good.
It still looks really good because now it can hang up on my wall.
Yeah, do you want to explain what your room looks like?
Oh. Well, one half of it is just like gray. There's absolutely nothing on the wall. And then the other half is like literally everything you can think of. Like I have my best friend's like empty birth control pack like
and there's like a rug on the wall.
It was a what?
A rug on the wall.
Oh yeah, there was a rug on the wall. It was like it's like a pink leopard. Yes. And it's really cute. I had it on my floor last year in my dorm. Yeah. But I like based everything around that, which is really cool. But then our roommate Emily had her birthday party a few weeks ago, and it was like animal themed. Yeah. And so I put it up in the living room or in the kitchen for that. Yeah. And I was like, but I will need this back. And then I haven't taken it back. And I know I can just take it, but it looks really good there.
It does. Like all of our decorations are still up. It honestly is a nice little vibe for our dining room.
But now there's just like a leopard shaped hole in all of my stuff with like little pieces of blue putty.
Yeah. And like for like an image for you to envision what this looks like, her wall is covered in a bunch of tiny little stuff that's like minuscule details. It looks really cool.
Yeah. It's pretty overwhelming. The first time I like actually put all of it up, I just was like sitting in my bed because I like was facing it, and it was like too much to take in.
Well, I remember when you first showed me, I'm like looking at it, and I was noticing things that I didn't even notice at first. Yeah. Because there was so much to take in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
My point being is that I'm asking for a digital camera, but the one I'm asking for, it like blew up on TikTok, so it's more expensive now. So I have other options.
But that means it's probably good. Unless it's from like TikTok Shop.
No, oh my gosh.
Or Temu.
Because those are always like $40, and I don't feel confident in a $40 digital camera. Yeah. Because one of my friends has it, and like she knows that it's not that great.
Oh, okay.
But So I asked for that, but my mom called me yesterday and she was like, I have to tell you, like, I'm not going to be able to get it for you. I'm like, that's completely fine. So we're going to revisit it after the holidays. But that's my big ask because all of our good pictures from the semester have been.
I know. It's like most of my Instagram. I kind of feel like I can't take good pictures without it, which is a little annoying because I went to a football game at IU last weekend and I literally forgot my camera. I brought it to IU. I made sure to bring it to IU, but then I forgot it in my bag after we had left, and I painted myself completely red. So I don't know. We were like on the way, and I was
you guys looked awesome.
It's in my bag.
That sucks.
There was a guy who was coming late, and I'm not very close with him, but my friend Catherine texted him because he's one of her roommates and was like, can you go through Rosemary's things to grab her camera? And I was like, I really put myself on the line because my dirty underwear were in there.
I thought you were going to say you were scared that they were going to steal something.
No. I hope he doesn't steal that, but anyway.
Oh my God, imagine. That'd be creepy.
Oh my God. So who knows what he saw. I did not bring it up. I was thinking about like warning him or like apologizing or something, but no.
No, he should be thanking you.
I should own it.
You should own it.
But anyway, there was one Christmas thing that I just remembered because when I was younger, I think this was probably like elementary school or early middle school, but I would always write letters to Santa because we would put out like cookies and like treats for the reindeer as well.
Oh my God, I do that. And then you take oatmeal with glitter and you sprinkle it in the yard.
I've never done that.
It's for the reindeer so they know what house to go to. Yeah, I do that every year. We can do it.
We'll do that.
We'll do it Saturday.
Yeah.
We're having our Secret Santa on Saturday.
Sure.
Talk about alliteration.
True. Secret Santa Saturday.
That's super cool though. So when did you stop writing letters?
Well, I don't know when I stopped writing letters, but there's one specific letter that I remember, and I actually have a picture of it. I'll show you it later, but it's like, I wrote to Santa, and I was like, hey, Santa. Like,
Yo, King, what's up?
I was like, I really appreciate what you do for all of us. Like, this means, it wasn't exactly like that, but then I was like, I was like, I completely understand if like you just have too much on your plate and like can't get
emailing my teachers.
I know. Well, if you just have too much on your plate and like you can't get to me this year, that's completely fine. Like I know people need it more than me and like all this stuff. But it was not out of the goodness of my heart. I thought.
Oh, was this like pick me?
I thought that he would be like, oh my goodness, she's so sweet and kind and caring.
Yeah.
That he would have to give me more. And actually, that's not even it. I just knew that if he was receiving my letter, he was already at my house and already had the gifts to give me.
What about mail? Oh, because you were just putting it out with the...
Yes.
Oh.
We would just put it out with the treats and stuff. So I knew that like if he was reading that, he was already at my house and already had my gifts. So like he wasn't gonna actually take them away. But like I needed to get on the list.
But then he would think that you're so young that like you don't know that he would have just be reading it. So then you get like the wholesome, cute, young part aspect of it too.
True.
Yeah. That's a fire.
That was pretty, like, manipulative. Like, what was up with that?
You know, Santa maybe falls victim to that, but, I mean, once he drops him off, he can't take him back.
Do you think Santa's, like, omniscient?
Because, like Amish?
Omniscient?
What does that mean?
Omniscient means, like, you know everything, and, like, you can...
Like omnis?
No.
Oh.
Like, omniscient. I'm not using the wrong word. I know I'm using the right word.
I'm gaslighting you right now.
It just means you know everything. So I'm wondering if Santa, like, knew I was thinking that. So then...
He sees all.
Even when I'm sleeping.
Even when you're awake. He knows
But anyway, like, if he is omniscient, or Amish, I guess, then he would know that what I was doing wasn't out of the goodness of my heart. It was just for my own personal gain. So he would probably put me on the naughty list, which is probably why he stopped coming.
Honestly, probably. Did you have an Elf on the Shelf?
We did not have like a classic Elf on the Shelf, but my sister, in like one of her art classes when she was little, like made this little elf out of like paint, like puff paint.
Yeah.
Thing. And so it was just a little red paint container with like a face and little legs, and I would actually move it for my sister, even though she's only a year younger But it was fun. Sometimes I would forget and be like, oh my God. But when we were back there this past weekend for Thanksgiving, we were decorating and we found it in the box. Like my mom and I found it and I put it up. So like when the next time my sister comes to my mom's house, she'll see it up and be like,
That's
wow.
so funny. I love that.
Yeah. Even though she's 18. So like
right.
not...
Fully in college. There's no shame. No shame.
No.
Growing up, I've had a few different ones. I had like these 2 really old ones when I was little. And I was so scared to ever touch them. Like I would refuse.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
well, they say it takes away the magic.
Right.
If a kid touches it,
which is like a lot. Like, what if it's an accident? And then, people will just touch it by accident and then they're like freaking out because they just destroyed the magic.
And then the elves will hide in like the most convenient spots where you'll have to move them. And it's like, I don't know what you want from me. If you're stuck to the handle of the fridge and I need milk for my cereal, what am I supposed to do? Like,
yeah. What if you're getting milk to give to Santa and you have to touch it?
Exactly. The elf doesn't want Santa to be happy.
Yeah.
And so I had this is kind of like an embarrassing confession, but
okay.
Nothing's embarrassing.
No,
so
I just confessed that my dirty underwear or whatever.
I, growing up, had this like weird urge to just smack my dolls and like rip their heads off, like smack them like that, like anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I did that with a few of my dolls, but for the elves, I think I have a video of this on my iPod somewhere. I threw them down my stairs. I don't know why. I was very strict about the no touching thing.
Okay.
But those, for some reason, something clouded my judgment that day, and I threw them down the stairs.
Were you angry, or it was just like...
No. I don't know what it was. Let's say lack of prefrontal cortex.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. So I had those, and then I got like the ones that we all know now, the ones like the brand,
like the classic Elf on a Shelf.
Yeah, the brand that came out that we all know and love. I got 2 of those, or like one of those, and then like his buddy, the Randy and Ralph.
Oh,
yeah. Oh,
fabulous names.
Thank you. And the other one's like vintage. Like I think it's Ralph. Yeah, Randy's the real Elf on the Shelf. Not to discredit Ralph, but
shout out Ralph.
Yeah, shout out Ralph. And so sometimes like 3 of them will come. I don't know where the 3rd one comes from because, like I just said, I only have 2. So they make appearances sometimes. I remember one year, they weren't there yet, and I had a nightmare that they weren't gonna come.
No.
Yeah.
That's really sad.
Yeah, it was really sad, and that was like
sorry that happened
too.
to you. Recent?
Yeah, like that wasn't like when I was little. That was like high school.
This is unrelated, but I've been having for the past few years actually, when I'm like stressed or something, I have a nightmare that like I'm just going about my daily life, so it feels really realistic.
Ooh, yeah.
But then I clench my teeth so hard that they like crumble. And the other night it was that I was like giving myself an underbite so hard that they like.
What were you giving yourself an underbite for? Like,
I don't know. I was just like really stressed, so I was like, which I know. Okay, one more story, and then we can show our things, and then it's time to go.
All right.
But when I got my braces off, well, before I had my braces, I had an overbite, and so I thought the braces were supposed to completely fix that. And so when I got them off, I was like, why? When I like
in real life or in your dream?
In real life.
Okay.
In real life.
Okay.
I was like, why are my front teeth still over my bottom teeth? Like that's not right. I must have done something wrong. And so like as a corrective measure in pictures of myself, I would give myself an underbite, but it wasn't an underbite.
It was.
Well, I didn't think it was an underbite.
Yeah.
It was like I was lining up my teeth, like, but then it just looks like an underbite. And so in like pictures of myself for like a solid 2 years, like it just looks like I have an underbite, which is disappointing. But
no, I get that because I do the same thing because I didn't wear my rubber bands all the time, so my teeth are like the tiniest bit off center. So I'll change it.
I have some of my braces rubber bands hanging up on my wall. They're the gorilla kind.
Glorilla? She got a DUI.
Oh. Okay. Here's our progress.
Looks amazing.
It looks beautiful. And now I can hang this up on my wall. See? And we can hang one up in the living room. And we can break into our other roommate Caleb's room and hang it up right above his bed while he's sleeping so he wakes up. And he's scared.
His room has the bats in it. Or birds. We aren't sure.
We're not sure. But we'll find out next time.
We'll get back to you guys.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you
Happy
for joining
holidays.
Me. Thank you for
having me.
Bye.
Bye.